Hey guys, this is a J and K show. If you guys haven't been tuning in, we've been covering sports for a while and we're going to continue to do that. And the NFL free agency decided to explode, get a little bit on everybody. All the shrapnel everywhere. Day one, probably the busiest day one that we've seen in the what would they call that? The legal tampering period.
Yeah. Legal tampering. So we'll just call it not tampering.
Yeah, Schefter kind of went on a small rant. He was like, they just need to call it free agency. It's so silly that you call it the tampering period. Everyone's signing, and it's like, I think when you pick somebody to go, like you sign, you haven't actually signed, and it gives you a couple days to change your mind. And I guess maybe that's why they haven't changed the verbiage of free agency starts this day or it's tampering day or whatever. But a lot of signings, bud. A lot. Even some trades.
Should just call it cat out of the bag day.
Yeah.
Or hey, surprise day.
They were been trades. I'm just to keep it organized. I was gonna try to first start with our boys, but then also just kind of go through like the division teams in each division, so that we kind of cover most, big acquisitions. So we'll start with our boys, right? How pleased were you to see us keep Alec Pierce in the blue?
I was very happy that he's staying. I think they overpaid him, but not by much. But he was overpaid.
Yes.
And then to see Pittman get the deal that he got from Pittsburgh, it was like, well, that was affordable.
Well, that was about what he was making. I thought he was going to be a 20 mil. If they restructured it or this or that, he was going to be about 20. Now, Alec Pierce is about 29. That is a lot.
Yeah.
So that's Brandon Ayuk money. That's Tyreek Hill. Those guys that now Alec Pierce, you kind of have to look at and say, does he have to catch 100 passes? I mean, it kind of seems like yards, he needs that.
He might be the first. He's probably definitely the first white guy that got signed to a big contract strictly because of his yards per catch.
Yes.
He didn't he didn't have a $29 million receiver receptions or
touchdowns
yards, I guess.
Yeah.
But man, it just seemed like every time he made a catch, it was for at least 20 yards.
He was changing the game in a big way. He was making impact plays.
Yeah,
and obviously that might be worth 29. But I have to agree with you. I think that in theory it is overpaid in the sense that you're usually used to someone with a little more volume, and if you're catching 4 passes a game, is that $29 million worth? Is that $5 million a catch in a game or whatever? But obviously for the whole year. But if it breaks down to getting 60 catches, that whole season is what? Like every other catch is $1 million, kind of. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels a little steep for someone who's not catching a lot of passes. Mm-hmm. But he's led the league 2 years in a row in yards per catch. So he's proven to be the deep threat that people want. But is he even a number one? Is he, that's the conversation. Everyone's saying we overpaid as well.
If he's not, he's going to be. Yeah, he's making that much money. Next year, he has no excuse. Like right now, it's like prove that we made the right choice.
Yeah.
And don't just count on the streak routes. And don't count on the Hail Marys all the time. He's going to have to be a little bit more of a tree developer here. Get all the routes in there right. So we'll see. I think he can do it, and I think he's very talented. We both liked him coming out of college. Mm-hmm. So
yes, we actually saw it happening. We saw it happening before he got drafted, and you were real adamant, like you thought he was going to come here before he was even drafted.
Yeah, I wanted him. I wanted him bad.
He's clearly gifted. Did you see what Sauce Gardner's tweets were during the time?
No, I didn't.
So Sauce Gardner first said, "Do I need to lock Alec Pierce in my basement until this whole thing's done and he can sign or whatever?" And then he put, what is his tweet back? He said something about like we got it done or something like he could release him now. Like he was pretending that he actually did lock him in the basement. It was like, well, that worked, and he's like letting him out of the basement now because he signed or something. Pretty funny. Those college teammates, pretty funny.
Yeah, thank you, Sauce, for locking him up.
Yeah,
appreciate that. Whatever it took.
We're a month away from drafting Sauce in the first round, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, isn't that nice? We get to draft him first for 2 years straight, so that's great.
Yes.
Yeah. Unless we make some sort of a deal. But
Right.
the one signing that I saw yesterday that made me I immediately thought of you right away was when we signed Arden Key.
Ooh.
I was like, that was like you were a little high on him
Yes,
in
I
LSU.
was.
You liked what you saw.
He's
I
a
liked
specimen.
him too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very athletic dude.
Yes.
We both kind of wanted him to be here, you know, a little bit earlier in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's kind of bounced around a little bit, but I still think he's got a good motor.
They gave him a Samson Ibukum deal, a 2 for $20, and I'm like, solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, solid.
We lose Quiddy Pay. I thought I was a good response.
Yep. I think that kind of makes me wonder too what they're going to do with 99 now. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I would if he's healthy, of course I want him here, but with his neck and whatever it is in his back that's screwing with him, if that's going to keep him out or make him questionable every week, then it's like, dude, I hate it, but fuck, you got to go, dude. And maybe that's what they're thinking, because we got Wooden from the Zaire trade. He's not like, you know, A-tier guy, but he's a solid, you know, middle interior guy. But if they're kind of beefing that up a little bit, that makes me think that we're not going to retain Buck, which I'm okay with. You're getting decent dudes, so I'm not pissed about it, but sentimental.
Was you surprised that we traded Zaire Franklin? Did Pratt make him expendable?
Yeah, I think Pratt was like, dude, you don't understand loose defense.
Yeah.
And maybe loose defense is pretty intricate, and it's not for everyone. It's not like he played terrible, but he was out of position.
Yes,
very good tackler.
But he just wasn't in the right spot as much as he was supposed to.
He was out of position a lot, and Pratt was like, yeah, this is the guy. I think he should be the captain of the defense.
Yes.
And I'm not surprised that they traded Zaire. I wanted to get something out of him before he was just able to walk next year.
It's weird for me to see a scenario where we have Darius Leonard as the lead guy, and then we draft Zaire 7th round, and then Shaquille, he gets hurt and he falls off, and we have Zaire as the lead backer, and now Zaire's gone, and the lead backer is just the guy that we picked up that was a former Bengal.
Yeah.
It feels like the whole linebacking core has just completely rotated out with new pieces each time, and sometimes one of the guys kind of stick around. It seems like, you know, we had Kenny Moe for a while now. It's like, but for the linebackers, we've been rotating them out every couple years, and you know, Karake, he got rotated out. Like, it's weird to like look at that the tackling machine for our defense, and they've been just rotating, and now here we go. Pratt is our lead linebacker, and he was only with us for like half the year last year. So it's just kind of weird how we're seeming to recycle them. Could be a good thing. Onarumu's defense was really nice. I'm hopeful that we'll continue to improve in that department. But yeah, just kind of bittersweet. I liked Zaire. McAfee and him had some weird beef. So maybe that was just like you said, kind of coming. You know, it was just coming.
Yeah. Yeah, he just, I don't know. We didn't get the best out of him last year. I think it's just too complicated or something. It just doesn't fit his style. I mean, you can say the same thing when you said got kind of like a rotating door at linebacker. You know, it's just who we have calling defense, you know. It's just how we do. And it doesn't make me mad because it seems like we're always solid at linebacker, especially in the middle.
Like, I almost expect if Onarumu was with us a year or two more and he gets a head coaching spot and we bring a new one in, they'll be like, you know, this Pratt guy really doesn't fit my defense, and then we'll have a new one. And it's like how we keep just rotating these, like our star linebacker just keeps changing to fit the scheme of whatever coordinator or style of play that we're looking for. So just the most rotating of the defense has been that position as far as leader. And so I don't think you see that often, how often that would rotate. But I think Pratt earned the position. Man coverage, I think that's a lot of what Onaramu wants to do, is be able to read the defense and cover. And Zaire's, he's a tackling machine. So like that's how I look at him. And Pratt, he could actually keep up with a tight end and screw up a pass on those. And I think he just fits it. He fits it better.
Yeah. You know, there's a there's somebody that I would like to have who's on free agency right now. Freaking give Bobby Wagner a 1-year deal. Just see what he does here. I'd love to have Bobby Wagner here.
Yeah, I mean, Zaire Franklin kind of look like he's like a younger Bobby Wagner.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I get it. I get it. The
I may be
veteran.
wrong, but yeah,
Yeah.
he would do Bobby Wagner camps, I think, and they would train together a lot. Franklin and Bobby Wagner would. So I think that would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
To have his his sensei come in here and take
Yeah.
over for him. I think that'd be funny. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would like to see that. Give him a couple mil maybe to come and hang out here. I think that would be okay. But
We definitely
I know the Colts don't have the money to just shell out right now.
No. And we definitely knew that Pittman was going to get traded. Bittersweet. McAfee, he kind of freaked out on his show. They start singing a song and had like a whole thing apparently planned. He is going to Pittsburgh. Honestly, for Pittsburgh, excellent move because I think he probably fits so good next to DK, next to the Calvin Austins and stuff with your tight end. And obviously, they brought in a running back we'll get to in a little bit too. So I think that was an excellent type of guy to bring in for the right price. Aaron Rodgers comes in possibly next season for them, and they definitely look like they've improved on offense. You know, that third down guy, and now DK can stretch the field and just go wherever. I think they're going to be really happy to have Michael Pittman.
I think Pittman's going to be really happy to be there too. I think that gives him his that's his natural, I think, place is he's not the number one guy on every team. But I think, he goes to somewhere like Pittsburgh. He's a natural too. They have DK as the one. Pittman can run any route.
Mm-hmm.
He can run he's a hell of a route runner. So that gives Rodgers another good target. And then Calvin Austin, he's a really good slot guy.
Yes.
So, I mean, Pittsburgh could be pretty dangerous. And then they lost Gainwell, but then they get Rico Dowdle too. So
I think
they're making moves, man. And it is.
Yeah. So
Pittsburgh has made so many good moves so far. Like I think they're nailing this free agency period. I mean, they're knocking it out.
I mean, they're making moves so much where Tomlin might want to be like, yeah, I'll come back in the building as a consultant. Just to kind of be a part of
it. Laundry. Yeah.
But the rest of the Colts stuff we can talk about today. Braden Smith, he's a traitor, but he's gone, and we did want him out because we felt like he wasn't competing as well as his market value. And we just thought, wow, we would overpay for him. And so good that he worked. The Texans, they actually probably need him because their linemen were worse than even he was last year. So that's an improvement for them. That's fine that they paid, I think almost $20 million a year for him, but
it was enough.
Fine. That's good.
Yeah.
We were expecting him to go. I don't think
wanting him to go, I think.
I don't think there was anyone else that we had leave us. Kwity Paye. Where did Kwity Paye go?
Gone. Yeah. Raiders.
He went to the Raiders. Raiders, they spent a bunch of money, dude.
Yeah, you spend all that money and to be fucking trash still. So yeah.
I'll just go through the list real quick. They got Jalen Naylor for 3 years, $35 million. Tyler Lindenbaum, highest paid inside lineman, right?
Big.
They got Kwity Paye for $16 a year. They got Nakobe Dean, 3 years, 36. Quay Walker, 3 years for 40. Taron Johnson from the Buffalo Bills in a trade, Eric Stokes, and Matt Gay.
Stokesy.
Like the Raiders, the way they just spent money, they are trying to make sure not only that their defense is better, right? But they're looking at it like, hey, let's try to be a little competitive with old Mendoza. Let's not just lay down. We got a young running back. I mean, they need receivers. Like, I don't know who he's going to throw to. Naylor can't be their number one, and they let every receiver go. I honestly would say they might have an idea of a receiver high after Mendoza, second round. I'm expecting to go receiver. Maybe even line him up with Cooper or Omar or I mean, they might.
Yeah, give him a familiar target. Why not?
They might.
But that was such a anybody but Vegas move. That it was so smart because they went out and they got the most athletic center, good veteran center who can do the RPO, who can run any kind of offense, but who's used to a mobile quarterback.
Right.
And the Raiders were like, yeah, we need him. And to give him Mendoza, a rookie quarterback coming in, that's going to be huge. I mean, it's
Yeah.
probably underrated, but that's a big move, and I think everybody should probably give the Raiders a little bit more credit for that move.
They
And
spent $2 billion.
my God, Brady's in there spending money, dude.
That's what I was gonna say. These feel like
So
Brady moves a little. You go
yeah,
and get one of the best centers in the league to go with a rookie quarterback. It's like, yeah,
he's definitely
they're
in the
thinking
room.
about,
Yeah,
yeah,
Brady is in the room.
yeah.
So yeah,
Can't stand
that was
him.
big for him. Yeah, they're probably not going to be very good, but I think that they're going to win a couple
They're gonna be
games for sure.
competitive at times. Like
They're
I
going
don't
to
think
be
they're gonna
more
get blown
competitive.
out every game. Like they're
Yeah,
probably gonna
they're
be
not going to
competitive a
lose
lot.
40-10 every fucking week.
No. Yeah.
But
Um,
I kudos to them. Kudos. Good job.
So we'll go back to our division. The only other real standouts, I don't think the Jags or Texans really made
Jag,
any other moves. They
I think
lost guys.
The Jags got worse. I
Yeah.
think
So
way
we'll
worse.
go Titans. They signed some dudes actually. They got Wandale Robinson, which I thought was pretty nice. Honestly,
Yeah.
hurts the Giants and Dart a little bit. I was like, ooh, that's a lot of catches to make up.
Uh-huh.
With your other receiver out from injury and you're going to be coming back, so that's a lot of pressure. John Franklin Myers, that is a big boy. He was kicking some ass for the Broncos, I believe. And then Alontae Taylor, I believe, from the Saints. That was a nice young corner who really started to show out and start to get really good, and now they snipe him out. So they brought in a few good young players. They were very comfortable spending about 20 mil each very comfortably, and I'm like, they're the worst team in the division, so it was like, hey, maybe they're closer to the other teams. Like I said, the Jags, I think they got worse.
Mhm.
The Texans, they did sign Braden Smith, so maybe they're in the middle. They haven't lost a bunch, but they didn't really get better yet that I've seen.
Not yet, no. Well, and to stick with the Titans, Jermaine Johnson, that's not a bad
Yeah,
deal at all for them to pick him up. They're just tired of only having Jeffrey Simmons on that line
yeah.
and him being the only player that they can post stats about because he's the only one on
Well,
that team that's
so
any
now
good.
Franklin Myers and Simmons in the middle.
Yeah, you get
That's
some
a problem.
grade A premium Wagyu beef up there, but
Yeah.
that's nothing to shake a stick at. So that interior is going to be tough
That helps
for those guys.
your defensive ends and linebackers get
Yep.
through easier because they're worried about these
Yeah.
two beefy guys in the middle.
Yeah.
So
Well, shit. There would be times Simmons would take 3 guys.
yes, he was the only
because
good
they
player
knew
at times.
he was the only one getting through.
Yeah.
It is Jesus. So now that they get some more beef in there, I think they'll be a little bit more competitive. So they still need some stuff.
Yes.
They need some help. But I think they're taking a step in the right direction. They're making the right moves too, which is impressive.
Going back to the AFC West, since we finished our division a little, the Raiders again spent $2 billion. The rich got richer. The rich got richer, and it's frustrating. As soon as we seen it, it's just kind of like, the Kenneth Walker, the MVP of the freaking Super Bowl, joins the dark side. The Kansas City Chiefs, 15 a year, right? 3 for 45.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Seattle. Your franchise tag was like 14-7. It's like, you really let him get out the door like that? Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an idea it was going to happen because running backs are so disrespected. And you know what? And I see, yeah, he might have went to the Chiefs, but part of me is like, dude, go do it. Just go do it. Go do it. Go have a great year.
Yeah.
Show them that they fucked up.
1,300 yards.
A part of me just wants him to have success. I know he's with Kansas City and all, but he's somebody that I think you can root for.
Yeah. Despite us, he can do good, just not when he runs against us.
Yeah, exactly.
Travis Kelce went on McAfee. He was very excited. He was like, we just got the Super Bowl MVP. And then he's all freaking out. He's like, I'm coming back, baby. I'm going to be back here. I'm like, oh, God, another year of this.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how Mahomes does with his knee, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I still hate it, but I'm happy for Walker.
Did you see anything notable from the Broncos and Chargers? I didn't see anything real notable additions. Did you see something that stood out for you?
For the Broncos, no.
Right, they lost a couple guys, probably be okay, but
Yeah. Well, the Chargers, they re-signed Mac, which was big. Yeah, I don't know.
neither team really like did anything like
Yeah,
wild.
they
I
they
think the Chargers
re-signed.
they went and got some linemen or re-signed a bunch of linemen. Like obviously they have to have a healthy
Shit,
line.
that
That was
that
their
should
big
probably be
problem.
their entire draft this year should just be
Yeah,
linemen.
yeah.
Holy shit, how
They
bad
had
of
so
luck did
many
they have?
injuries. Yeah. So yeah, let's go to the AFC East then. Quite a few notes. The first thing I want to start with is the fact that DJ Moore was traded from the
Yep.
Bears to the Bills. That cost the Bills a 5th-round pick and an exchange of 2nd-round selections. That's pretty good for
Hmm.
DJ Moore. Do
Yeah.
you think DJ Moore is that a good enough one for what you were thinking for the Bills? Because we brought it up a few times during the year that you were talking about that they should probably make sure they get a solid one. I said maybe they were doing well because they didn't have to feed a one with maybe some diva stuff. Do you think that that was the right guy or the right amount of talent for a one, or where did you see that? Was it too less of
Yeah.
a move, too good of a move?
I think they're okay. If they want to sign DJ Moore and they think that he's going to be a good part of their offense, going forward, going to be able to open up a little bit more. Because I did like the chemistry between Brandon Cooks and Josh Allen at the
Yes.
end of the year and in the playoffs.
Yes.
So I think Brandon Cooks is going to fit in there really, really good.
Yes. Give him an
And then
off
you
season.
have, yeah, give him an off season. So Khalil Shakir, I think he's good as a three there. And then they still have Gabe Davis, who knows what they're going to do with him. They
And they
they
got
re-signed,
Coleman.
yeah, well, he's probably going to get shipped off, but
Yeah. We'll take
yeah,
him.
and then they re-signed Dawson Knox. They got the tight ends there, James Cook. I mean, these guys, DJ Moore could very well be the piece that pushes them over the edge next season.
It does feel like it might be just good enough to get it. I hated seeing DJ Moore seemingly quit on plays. And I'm wondering, like, is DJ Moore just a wish Stephon Diggs? I almost
Yeah,
look at it and I go, golly, they seem kind of similar. Like, I'm like, why would
yeah,
they even do that? Or we're having buyer's remorse or seller's remorse when they let go of Stephon Diggs and you
yeah,
bring in a guy that, in my mind, that's just another Stephon Diggs.
yeah.
Like,
I haven't seen DJ Moore choke a maid or knock up five bitches in 1 year. So until he does that, then I think we'll pump the brakes on the Diggs comparison. But
fair,
yeah,
fair.
he was huge in a few spots for the Bears last year. So he didn't have his best season by far, but
Yeah.
there were a couple moments where he came up big, especially in that playoff push. So I think he's still got tread on the tires. He's
Mm-hmm.
still good. Now you might want to see them if they're not going to keep Brandon Cooks, which I think would be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to get another weapon, another receiver, if you're not so confident in Gabe Davis and Shakir anymore, you could maybe try to go get a good deep threat player, maybe kick the tires and see if AJ Brown may be available or something for a trade with Philly. But I think Philly's asking price would be a little bit too high for that.
I get it.
But yeah, I mean, it just depends on what Harbaugh wants to do, how he wants to run that shit. Did I say Harbaugh?
You just said Harbaugh. I'm getting
I
a
did
little
say
confused.
Harbaugh. That's my bad. That's
Okay.
stupid.
Okay.
Brady wants to run that shit.
Yeah, they did.
And if
They
he's
did
gonna
make
be,
Joe Brady the coach, the head coach,
yeah,
correct? Which I think we actually discussed a little bit. We thought that there was a possibility that if they didn't make him the head coach, that he was going to be someone else's in a year. I think it was
yeah,
probably
he
the
would
right
be.
call.
I
Do
think
you
so
think?
too, but I mean, I still don't think McDermott deserved to get fired.
No,
That
no. Once you're
was
in that
dumb.
boat, once you're in that situation, I
Yeah,
think Joe Brady was the right choice. But no, I don't think they should
yeah,
have fired McDermott either.
yeah. I think if I were them, I probably would have been like, look, we need to make Joe Brady the assistant head coach. Because we want to get him experience. We're going to have him be the next guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just you're not going to be here forever.
get yourself tossed out in a couple games with some
Yeah.
calls, and then Joe Brady gets some experience that way.
Yeah.
Practice the old challenge flag throwing or something. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Speaking of Buffalo Bills, shipped the Stephon Diggs out and everything. He ends up with the Patriots, and the Patriots cut Stephon Diggs. Now, do you think that is purely on the legal things that they think could transpire? Because I didn't see anything wrong. Locker room,
No,
communication, talent, I didn't see anything wrong. Other than
no,
people were like, well, he couldn't get open. Like, ain't nobody can get open against Seattle. What are we talking about? We're not going
no.
to cut a guy
Yeah.
because he couldn't get open in the Super Bowl.
No, he was massive for them.
Yes.
He had a hell of a comeback year. That had to have strictly been all the drama that was going on off the field with the maid and the Cardi B bullshit. After they lost the Super Bowl, they immediately break up, call each other losers. Oh my god.
Well, I
You
don't think that they
whatever.
broke up. I think that they were teasing each other. I'm not sure. There was multiple reports saying that
Well,
was just
whatever
them
it is.
getting on each other.
Whatever it is, I know Vrabel's probably looking at that and like, dude, I
Distraction.
don't want that anywhere near this team.
Distraction.
Bill Belichick rules. Get the hell out of here. You know what I mean?
Gosh.
He was a hell of a guy, a hell of a player. He looked so much more mature this year.
Yeah.
But now, like, all this stuff comes out and you're like, all right, yeah, maybe not. But I did like the fact that, they were able to lure Romeo Doubs from Green Bay. I think he'll fit in with New England very well.
Yes, they signed him today.
Yeah. So Elijah Vera Tucker, that was a big improvement on the line there.
How healthy has Vera Tucker been though? Really?
Would you be healthy if you played in New York, bud?
Just
I don't think I would be.
So
I think I would be complaining a lot.
He's actually pulling a Darren Peterson. He's just fine. He's
Maybe.
just waiting for the right opportunity.
Yeah. He's that's all he's waiting on. And then going from the Jets to the Patriots, he'll probably be more motivated. They probably got a better strength program anyway.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I think he's with a better organization. You'd be surprised.
Well, speaking of the Jets, honestly, I kind of like some of the moves that they're making right now, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
No.
They franchise
Except
tagged.
for one today made me laugh very hard.
Well, yeah, we're going to get to that right here in a second. We got Breece Hall, right? Franchise tagged. All right. I think that was a smart choice.
And he seems to be very happy about that.
He said, look at all this money.
All this money.
He's being a little sour. He probably thought this time right about now he was going to be a Chief, and things just didn't pan out that way.
Yeah.
Minkah Fitzpatrick, at a team that doesn't have any interceptions, pretty good veteran to bring in.
Very
to
good,
get you at least one freaking interception next season.
Hopefully.
Miami just kind of selling because, things aren't quite breaking their way.
Yeah.
Who other people did you see besides, or you could just go right to the guy that you made yourself laugh?
No, my big one was DeMario Davis.
Oh, God, he's so
Them
old.
Getting him from the Saints. He's old, but goddamn, he still balls, dude. He's Bobby Wagner.
Someone joked about the fact that they thought he had retired during an interview. And, he come back on Twitter and was like, hell no, I'm good. I didn't retire. But people thought he had retired or something. And then turned around at 37, and he's like, yeah, fuck it. I'll go play for those measly-ass Jets. For a couple, was it 10 or 12 a year?
Yeah, let's see. He signed a 2-year, $22 million, 15 guaranteed.
Yeah.
So
he's like, yeah, I mean, if you want to pay me $11 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will come play there.
I'll come out there. I'll play 75% for, 17 games. Why not?
37.
I thought that was big.
Him and Aaron Glenn are the same age. Anyway.
Yeah. And then one that went under the radar I didn't know right off the bat was but Jelani Woods. They got Jelani Woods from us.
Did they really?
Are
you sure
6'10" tight end.
Are you sure it wasn't the Giants?
No, it said tight end Jelani.
Oh, never mind. Yes, the Jets. I know who I'm talking about. Yes.
Don't ever question me.
Oh, okay. Until I do next time. Until next time.
Yeah.
All right.
But no, I'll let you break the funny news.
Okay. Back to his team that he was drafted by. And when he walks in that locker room, he gonna flinch because he was
gonna get picked off
in the face last time he was in this locker room. Geno Smith returning to the New York Jets.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, the first thing I
Hell
thought
yeah.
was, who's going to punch him in the face? I thought that
Yeah.
immediately.
Well, if he throws 17 interceptions, somebody's going to.
His head coach.
Well, then maybe that would be the way the Jets get interceptions is in practice.
There you go. Practice.
Yeah.
Man.
That's
Talking
what it
about
is. We need to practice our interceptions and then we'll get better in game.
Honestly, though, Geno Smith, he could succeed there. He didn't play very well in Vegas. Like, don't get me wrong. But he could succeed. It's not like we've seen, like, Sam Darnold seen ghosts in New York, and he's a Super Bowl champion. Like, let's not act like we haven't seen crazy things. We have. We have. Here we go. Baker Mayfield, Cleveland Browns made him relevant.
God.
Hold on. Made him relevant.
Nope.
Then he gets shipped off. He can't even crack the lineup in Carolina hardly. There have been times where guys have been written off and aren't good. And to be frank, we never saw Geno Smith being any good. Even when he was drafted to the Jets, we never saw it. But then he got good.
In Seattle.
Was that? I mean, I'm just saying. Why are we saying that he can't play well for the Jets?
No.
It can't happen.
Can't happen.
Okay. I think it's just because the Jets are the goddamn Jets. But if you were looking at it, doesn't it make sense for them to bring in guys that are going to get along and play, kind of cohesively? And if they suck, which they probably will suck, then they have all those draft picks. They can draft a new quarterback. There's supposed to be a strong quarterback class. I look at it and I'm like, good bridge quarterback. What else was they going to do? Do you see someone that should have went there instead of Geno?
Literally anybody.
Shit.
Kyler Murray.
The new Kirk Cousins, apparently to you, is now Geno Smith.
Hell, Kirk Cousins. Yeah, this dude is coming off the worst possible year outside of the Jameis Winston 30-30 year.
Who was he throwing to?
Whoever they were playing.
No, who was he throwing?
That's who he was throwing to.
Can we admit?
That's who was getting it.
Can we admit that Garrett Wilson is probably the best receiver he's had since DK? Devontae Adams, I understand, but he didn't really get to have him very much, if I'm being honest.
Man, I don't know. I would
put Garrett Wilson's the best he's had to throw to.
Yeah, but he's also going to get all of the coverage. They still don't have.
Is Breece Hall the best running back he's had? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. And how you go to the Jets and you have your two best options, arguably, that you've had? I'm just saying. Yeah. Of course, the system, the scheme, the team, it all matters, right? I'm just pointing out that he has decent enough weapons that they can probably be competitive sometimes. They really could be competitive sometimes.
Yeah, for maybe a quarter.
Man.
I just don't think it matters. I don't think it matters who goes to New York as a veteran. I don't think it matters. I don't think you're finding success. The only thing I think that they could have maybe gotten something out of Kyler. I think Kyler probably would have been better there than Geno, but I don't know. Geno is just
to go to the Jets.
Geno's just done. I mean,
okay.
I don't think that he's going to really do anything of any significance there. I think he's just going to be a placeholder for a year.
Should they have gotten a Case Keenum or a Gardner Minshew instead?
No, maybe Minshew, but I like him. And I think Gardner can go anywhere and play. He's like Jacoby Brissett. You can put him in any system on any team, and he would go out there and he would throw 19 of 33, 208, and a couple scores, and maybe a pick.
Listen, Geno Smith
is
almost
trash.
Geno Smith is probably still a top 30 or 32 quarterback in the NFL right now. So he should probably be a starter somewhere who's getting ready to... What's that?
That's me about to log off.
He should probably be somewhere who's fixing to draft a quarterback in the draft. And so that's how I look at that. He could have stayed with the Raiders. He could have stayed with the Raiders, and Mendoza could have came in, because that's where Geno Smith is at in his career, as a bridge quarterback. He is a Brissett now. That's who he is now.
I would much rather have Brissett.
Well, that's because we feel differently about Brissett.
No, he's better.
Well, I think I agree. I think he's better too.
And he showed me last year.
Brissett is a starting quarterback. on a
I
team
believe
that
so
is
too.
looking to draft a new one next year, like a bridge. He's a bridge quarterback. And I think Geno is now a bridge. Now, if you say he's not a bridge, then I guess you're saying he's a backup. Geno is now officially a backup quarterback, or what?
Yeah, I'm saying he's a colostomy bag.
Jesus, you douche.
It's just done.
Okay,
He's just
all
done.
right.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they think they're going to get out of him.
We
I
talked
really
far
don't.
too long on Geno. It's fine.
Yeah, we did.
Moving
I'm
on
sorry, Gino.
to a young, good quarterback, seemingly. Miami Dolphins cut ties with Tua, got rid of his ass. We'll pay you to leave.
Yep.
And they bring in Malik Willis, 3 years, $67 million. So 22 a year? That is not bad at all.
No,
Not
no,
bad.
not bad.
I mean, big question on whether he can succeed outside of Green Bay, because we've seen him, young man in Tennessee, look like he was just way overwhelmed, but looked really solid in Green Bay as a backup. He seemed always prepared to come in as a backup. Now let's see how he looks like as a starter.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right because I don't. Expectations are going to be low next year. You know, they're rebuilding. Everybody knows it.
Yeah,
but I think he'll be okay. I think Miami's a good rebuild spot for him. He brings some leadership right off the bat. He got some respect factor on him.
Repek.
Yeah, going for what he did in Green Bay while Jordan Love was down. So yeah, I like it. I like it for Miami. Good spot. A team friendly contract where they can still go out and get him some guys too.
Yep.
So they can build on it.
I think they should try to keep Waddle, because a lot of conversations keep seeming like they could move him just because of where they're at. But you really can't expect Willis to succeed when he had the weapons he had in Green Bay, and you go to Miami. This team is significantly less talented.
Yeah.
You got Malik Washington, Tyreek Hill's gone, significantly less talented. Can't be trading Jalen Waddle. Who's he going to throw to?
Don't do that.
You got Achane, which is dope. You know, they'll throw him to him in a little bit and run him with it, but he's going to need guys he can throw to. Honestly, if you're Miami, if you were going to trade Waddle, maybe you should have went and got Dobbs, which is like a person he's recognized to throw to. So keep Waddle if you're Miami.
Yeah, you have to. I think just to keep him there, you have to have him a 1, and Waddle's a 1.
Waddle is a 1. He's been waiting to be 1, and now he is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know, keeping Achane there, I think would do nothing but, good things. Achane was like 96% of their offense last year.
Yeah, really.
Hell, might as well. And we'll see if maybe Malik can throw it more than -1 yards behind the line of scrimmage on average.
Was there any others?
Because Tua sucks.
Was there any others in the AFC East that you saw that you stood out and was just like, hey, anything?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
No.
The AFC North, we got to start off with the Ravens, who for the first time since before John Harbaugh, they trade a first-round pick for a stud for Max Crosby. He's probably looking at that going, wait a minute. We didn't do that any of the years that I was there. Huge boost to their defense, because I think at times beginning of the year, they were just getting worked. Like, their defense couldn't keep up with the top offenses, and that was really the problem. And then they actually did get a little bit better second half of the year, gave themselves an opportunity to make the playoffs, and fell just short in the final game against Pittsburgh. Max Crosby's gonna do a lot to improve that defense dramatically. A pass rusher of that caliber, excellent move for the Ravens.
Yeah. Doesn't this kind of feel like 2007 Ravens Steelers?
Yeah.
Right now, with all the moves that they're making, it's like it's getting ready to go back to the black and blue division.
Yeah, it does seem
and then
that
you
way.
got
the poor Ohio teams. Is like, we're not really talking about you guys right now.
Yeah, it's starting to fall bad. The Ohio teams are getting left in the
you guys
shit.
have the Battle of Ohio, and we'll battle for the AFC North.
Yeah. We'll play for the Super Bowls. You guys play for toilet bowls.
There you go.
That'll be good enough.
Yeah.
And if you wake up tomorrow and you're Joe Burrow, besides the fact that you're recently been seen with Jessica Alba, so life has to be pretty damn good right about now.
Hey.
But minus the tail.
Mm-hmm.
you just look at your professional career and you think, like, is this a sign?
Does my hair kind of look like Joe Burrow a little bit here?
Yeah.
The little pokey
No, not
out
at all.
thing? No. Okay.
No, not at all. Makes you look more like George Michael, but it's okay.
Michael George?
George Michael. Yep. You uncultured swine. But yeah, no,
Anyway.
the Ohio teams are just bad. I don't care. So it's going to be Pittsburgh, Baltimore again next year.
You know what's really sad too is when you think Pittsburgh was the one that won the division. They got better, right? You add Rico Dowdle, you add Pittman. So they got better. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the Ravens, right? The team that the Bengals were closest to. The Ravens, they got better. They added a defensive end, right? The Bengals, they're going to lose their star pass rusher in free agency. Someone else is going to get Trey Hendrickson. It just seems like we're talking, the gap is just going to extend. So now it's like they're just going to try to make sure that they can beat the Browns. It's like, okay, let Todd Monken's over there. He likes Shadur. They got young talent. They got Judkins. Like, let's try to just make sure we can stay ahead of the Browns. Let's make sure.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Well,
they did sign Boy Mafe, who is a stud.
Boy Mafe.
He's a stud.
I did like that.
I thought we were almost going to trade for him for a second. And I
saw that. Man, I saw that pop up yesterday. I'm like, oh, Cincy, you're ruining the poor guy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, Mafe, what are you doing? Yeah, I get it. You got your ring, dude. Now you're trying to get your money. So you're going to like one of the worst run teams ever.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude, don't do that to yourself.
But he did just see Hendrickson like lead the league in sacks. So he might be able to lead the league in sacks.
He might be able to be up there.
Last year was Garrett, but the year before it was Hendrickson. So
yeah. But Cincinnati still hasn't done the one thing that they need to do, and they need to get fucking linemen.
You needed some beef to push guys around.
They did get a guard.
Yeah.
Dalton Reisner, but
who?
He needs to get more.
Yeah.
You need more.
You need like 5.
You need another guard. You need another guard, and you need a fucking good left tackle.
Yeah.
Go get one.
Yeah.
Show that you want to be competitive with Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Or if you're just good, taking 2 freaking just haymakers a year from both teams.
Fine.
Because you're going to be like, oh, I'm pretty good with being 7-10 and not making the playoffs every year. We got Joe Burrow.
Ineptitude is our middle name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I meant to say earlier, hey, the Colts, we signed Groupie Bud.
Yeah, we did.
$1 million deal. Hey, that was good.
1 year. Schrader's still got the knee. So he may never kick again.
Oh, stop. We'll see.
Dude, it was bad. It was bad. Knee injury.
It was bad. A bunch of kicker type people got hurt in that game.
Yeah.
It was a payback thing because we injured their guy on a punt. Anyway, let's move on to the NFC side. We'll just start with the Cowboys in the NFC East.
Why not?
The Cowboys, okay. I don't know if you heard, Dak Prescott broke it off with his old lady. They were going to get married, and apparently she had some male strippers at a bachelorette party, and he was like, no, I'm not doing that. So that's the rumor that they broke it off.
Was it the Traveling Bears?
It was
whatever they call them.
It was Raining Man. I don't know. So
I bet it was. We've all seen what goes on there.
If a guy gets mad because of that, then maybe he's just mad he wasn't invited.
Yeah, giving me
what's the real story here?
Yeah, it does give me glory hole vibes.
Anyway, Pickens got franchise tagged. Good. You don't want to lose Pickens. If arguably he was actually better than CeeDee Lamb last year, right? In a way.
Well, yeah.
He seemed
I would say
kind of like when you put him by comparison, the way they played, it seemed like Pickens was the guy you could just trust to come down with a ball, and CD was like, "Hey, I'm going to drop it sometimes.
I'm going to drop it a couple times. Yep,
but I'm really good."
That's okay. Yeah, I'm surprised, man. I kind of am surprised that Pickens signed the tag. You know, I'm surprised. Hey, I would think he would want a long-term deal, but
$27 million a year is nice.
It is nice, but you know, it's not Alec Pierce money.
He probably saw that and thought, "Well, I'm getting 40.
Shit,
I'm getting 40.
I signed the tag too soon." Well, he'll make bank next year.
Who would have thought that our receiver could help reset the market on receivers?
I don't know. I wouldn't have thought it.
But hey, Rashawn Gary, excellent trade. I didn't see that one coming at all. I really didn't. Your former Michigan boy, he is a nice, solid edge rusher. Arguably, I would say he's a better spot than like Kwity Paye. I thought Kwity Paye was going to be like a Rashawn Gary, but he was just a run stopping defensive end. I didn't think his pass rush skills were like elite. They were just okay. Rashawn Gary is actually a pretty damn good pass rusher, I think. He's pretty strong and forceful. That's actually a really good pickup for the Cowboys. I got to give it to him. That was actually, that was nice.
Yeah, that was. I think they may just maybe taking next year seriously.
Yeah.
They got another big interior guy.
They got Quinnen Williams, right? I mean,
Quinnen. I think they got him through one more year.
Yes.
And made Brandon Aubrey the highest paid kicker in the league.
Which he said he wanted to reset the market at kicker. Oh, this
yeah.
Well, no, I read that they haven't officially. Hold on, I haven't really seen that they officially signed him. They put him as a restricted free agent tender. Did they sign him today, Aubrey? Because they actually.
I'm pretty sure they went through.
Fairbairn is actually the one that is the highest paid kicker as of yesterday.
Okay.
So
yeah, he
Aubrey
may not have signed yet.
Yeah, Aubrey wants to be, and I hadn't heard if they reached a deal yet, but they do have a second round restricted tag, which I don't know what that means exactly, but he would make $5 million if he didn't get a new deal next year. But I mean, I think he should get one. It's just when I looked at the stats, there was actually about 5 guys who were really awesome last year, and Fairbairn was one of them. And it's like if he wants 10, then Fairbairn's got to get around 10, and these other couple guys that are coming up, they're going to have to get that. And he was one to reset the market. Yeah. That's what I was told.
Well, and if anybody's going to.
The leg is very strong. I get it.
Yeah, there's probably, 2, maybe 3 guys that you can send out to 65 and be competent.
Yeah.
He's number 1 on the list. I don't care. He is the best kicker in the league. It's almost guaranteed every single time he goes out on the field.
I actually do disagree. I think there's 2 other kickers better than Aubrey, but he has the strongest leg. I actually think that Fairbairn and Seattle's kicker were the 2 best kickers last year, in my opinion.
It's okay to be wrong. You're fine. Everybody gets an opinion.
That's fine.
It's all right. You're incorrect.
All right. Anyway.
It's all right.
So
think what you want.
The tight end I was thinking about earlier was the Giants. They signed Isaiah Likely from the Ravens, so now he's going to get an opportunity. He does have Theo Johnson to compete with a little bit because he was pretty good for them last year, but he gets an opportunity.
He's used to competing with Mark Andrews, so it's okay.
Yeah. And with Wan'Dale Robinson leaving, it does feel like the Giants are going to probably have to draft a receiver if they're not going to sign one. And they might be really tight end heavy next year. And they might probably go do 2 tight end a lot because they don't really have a lot of receivers right now.
Yeah.
For Dart.
That's what Harbaugh does, man. That's his scheme.
Yeah.
I mean,
he brings Likely over and he's like, I know this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And Likely is a hell of a tight end. He's very athletic.
Yes.
So bringing him in, I'm sure they're probably going to draft a receiver.
It feels like they will.
Pretty. That might even be their first pick. Would be a receiver, but I don't know what their needs are. I haven't dove too deep into it yet, but
it would look pretty sexy if they ended up with like a Tate or something all of a sudden. Then you're like,
yeah.
And then people will start putting their like Facebook memes together and like they're look at this, who's stopping this lineup, and you're gonna have like Dart.
Yeah. That would probably make them very scary.
Yes, because they would be young, right? They would be young, and they'd have a coach like a Harbaugh, and it's like, oh man, they're gonna turn into something. It's gonna be scary.
Mm-hmm.
The Commanders, they got Odafe Owe, I think is how it's pronounced. He got traded he got traded to the Chargers, I think, mid-season, and then he got himself a new deal. Pretty good pass rusher. I mean, he's pretty damn good. So Commanders, they get a little bit better, I would say. Was there any other moves that you've seen? I mean, the Philadelphia got worse as of right now because they kind of have all their Phillips. They lose Phillips and everything. It's like you kind of knew you can't pay all these guys, Nakobe Dean. Like, you don't have enough money. You were in your era. You had all your draft picks work out. They were all studs, all from Georgia. It was all amazing, great, awesome, woohoo. but you couldn't afford to pay everybody. Yeah, they knew
Well,
that. They knew.
yeah, that was going to be a 4 or 5 year run where they were going to be really, really good, and it's like, shit.
The guys are
Now we
starting
got
to
to pay
leave
him.
for money now.
That's
Yeah,
starting to get him. Yeah, but I don't. Philly's got probably the best GM and the best owner in the game right now, so they're going to be fine. But yeah, this is the problem you run into when you have to start paying guys.
I mean, what they'll do next year is they'll just trade for next year's Phillips, who's
Yep.
like all the guys in the past. There's always a pass rusher or two that are on the last year of their deal. The other team's not going to pay them. They're in a different spot, and the Phillies like, we'll take that guy and we'll see if we can't win a title, and we'll deal with it later. And that's what they've been doing. Yeah, so they'll do that again.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's been a good recipe so far. They've been to a Super Bowl and won another one, so hell yeah.
All right, so we'll just move on to NFC South. The Atlanta Falcons kind of shocked the world a little bit, I think. They brought in Tua Tagovailoa. Now, I immediately saw a parallel. I don't know if you saw it the way I saw it. When you saw Tua get signed, what was you thinking as far as their situation at QB?
Just bringing in another left-handed quarterback to fill the void. So before Penix comes back,
Okay.
that's strictly what it is. They didn't want Cousins to come back. Thank God they didn't listen to you. So yeah, bring in a lefty who's Tua's got a good arm, and but him and Penix are both left-handed. So we'll just bring somebody in to fill the gap who's got experience and has starts under his belt because that's what we need. So I think Tua will be okay there.
I looked at it a little different. I looked at it and thought, you know what? I think they're trying to copy the Colts. The way I looked at it is I think that they might be a little unsure of Penix. A little. I think there's a little doubt there. And you have Kirk Cousins. And so for me, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, if you were really sold enough on Penix, you would just have Kirk Cousins fill in until Penix got healthy. I mean, that's what you would just do. You could improve your team all the other places.
Yeah.
You wouldn't worry about getting to it. But they did. They decided to go get him on the veterans minimum. Oh, it's cheap, so why not? But I think they're bringing him in the way we brought in Daniel Jones. I think they're bringing him in and saying, you know what? Let's see if we change scenery at quarterback. If that's how it goes down, Penix isn't healthy, or maybe he is, and what if Tua could be the Daniel Jones of next year? I think they look at their offense and say, we have one of the best offenses. And I think that they're right to think that way on paper. They really, really do have a nice offense. They did lose their backup running back, but I think they couldn't get him out there. Algieri's like, please, let me play.
Yeah, let me play.
Bijan takes it for 75 yards. It's like, well, shit.
Yeah.
So
can't do it, kid.
I look at that. They tagged Kyle Pitts. They got London. I think they think that we're going to bring Tua in, and they're actually seeing if they're going to get better with Tua. I actually think there's a real thought. Like we challenged AR with Daniel Jones. I think they're actually a little doubtful of Penix. That's my thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, maybe. But, I mean, they're getting him for nothing.
Right. So it's
basically
not even like costly on them. Exactly.
It's not going to cost them a goddamn cent.
I think
really.
it only cost us 10 or 12 million to bring in Daniel Jones last year. So that wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, they're getting him for basically peanuts. Miami's losing a hell of a lot of money on him, but for whatever reason, to them, it's worth it. So, yeah. Why not kick the tires on Tua? Why not get a good year out of him while you let Penix get healed up? And I know they're questioning his health right now, and maybe you might be right as far as why they went and got Tua.
I think they're questioning his talent.
I don't think they should. I mean, he's very talented.
I think they might actually want to see if Tua's their guy after playing with him this year and move forward next year with Tua. I think they were like, we'll just
maybe
go Tua if that's what happens.
Yeah, maybe. But that's why they're kicking the tires on him this year for peanuts, basically. They don't have to pay him jack shit hardly. So bring him in. I mean, they brought Jahan Dotson into. You said they tagged Pitts. They brought in Austin Hooper, Zacchaeus. So they're making moves to bring in more offense.
They look really primed and ready to be a nice, solid offense next year, and they can be a power running offense at times, and they don't have to put the ball into his hands to save us. Like, we're gonna have one of the best running backs in football. Like, I look at that and I'm like, Could Tua have a resurgence? Really, he's going to be
Maybe.
expected to take care of the football, right? That's what it
Yep.
is. He take care of
Yep.
the
And
ball.
he's going to be right there in SEC country. You know, he's played how many games did he play in that
Georgia?
building with
In
Alabama?
Georgia? Yeah.
So maybe it'll be a good kind of wake up call, and hopefully, you know, he gets a resurgence
Do you
and
do
he does
you
play well.
think that Tua is going to be their starter, or do you think it's going to be Penix?
Yes, he's going to be the star. I don't think Penix is going to be healthy to start the year.
What if he was healthy? Like, well, we'll
If
just
he
say week
was
6 healthy. I don't care. Like, do you think who's their quarterback they play the most next year? Who do you think?
Well, it's probably still going to be Tua.
Think so?
Because neither one of Penix is still on his rookie deal.
Right.
So, you know, they're not paying either one of them jack shit. So it doesn't hurt for them to say, okay, well, let's just say Penix is healthy week 5. Tua's got him 3-1 and they got a good rhythm. It's okay. Tua's going to keep playing.
Success.
We're not going to fuck this up. Yeah. So we'll just see how far it goes. And you're not going to be mad. It's not like, well, we're paying this kid $33 million this year, so we have to play him when he's healthy. You know, you don't have that in the back of your brain. So it's like, okay, well, we can let Penix rest as much as we need him to. And if Tua goes out and balls, hey, see ya.
Definitely. The Carolina Panthers, we talked about it a moment ago, they signed Jalen Phillips. And woo, I'm going to be honest, bud, when I saw it, I think they overpaid dramatically.
Yeah.
Jalen Phillips, this is the contract Jalen Phillips would have gotten had he not popped his Achilles, because he had like 6.5 sacks with the Dolphins and 8 games. Like, this is the kind of contract he would have got if he never got hurt, but he got hurt. And then he's been working his way back, and he's, you know, when he went to Philly and everyone's like giving him so much credit, and it's like, he had 2 sacks with Philly. It's like, hold on a second. Like, is this a 10-sack guy? I'm not 100% sold it's a 10-sack guy. I think $30 million a year for Phillips at this juncture would have to be considered an overpayment. That doesn't mean he's not going to perform and they end up being right and he gets 12 to 15 all the years. But I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to be a 10-sack guy. I think they overpaid.
Yeah, I think they definitely overpaid for him. And I think they underpaid Devin Lloyd.
Yeah. They did.
So, I mean, you can look at that. It kind of balances itself out.
Sure.
But yeah, I think Jalen Phillips, damn, if he's healthy, man, he's worth every penny. If you can guarantee what was it, a 4-year? Yeah, 4-year deal.
For 120.
If you can guarantee he's healthy all 4 years, you pay him that money because you know what you're going to get out of him.
What if he gets 8 sacks
availability.
a year, though? What if he only gets 8
Not
sacks
worth
a
it.
year? You know what I mean?
Not worth it.
He's healthy and he stops the run some and all this and that. But 8 sacks when you have 17 games, that's not even a sack every other game.
If he has 8 sack years back to back, fully healthy, you ask him to restructure.
Right? Because you need him to be 10 or 12
you
sacks.
need him to be, I would argue,
you want 15.
12 to 15. Yeah.
That's what you want.
I would say that. That's what you want. That's what you want. Especially, well, when you got Devin Lloyd there, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carolina's defense,
I mean, that's a good dude to have behind you.
Carolina's defense was already pretty good last year. So this does make them look like, you know, paper-wise, they're approaching those types of teams like Seattle. Like, well, hey, we're not that far behind the talent on defense to what Philly had to start the year last year and Seattle had. It's like, so I like how much talent they're just adding to the defense. Those are 2 really good players. They are. They're really good.
Yeah, very good. Carolina we'll see what Atlanta does, but it seems like Tampa's not going to be as good. They didn't take too many bad hits, but I mean, that just seems like they're going to be on a decline.
Mm-hmm.
But the moves that Atlanta is making and the Carolina is making, I think those 2 teams are going to be the ones that are going to be battling it out.
Can I just say, for whatever reason, and I don't say this about this division a lot, but next year, I think that might be the most fun division to watch next year.
It could be.
Because I actually can make an argument for any of those teams to win the division, legitimately. And I can make an argument that they are all in the mix in the last 3 weeks, that they are close enough in records to each other that, you know, 10 and 6, 9 and 5, like they're all in this like juncture together. I can make that argument that they're all close enough and that none of them are just absolute duds. Because I think that they're really similar and all have quite a bit of talent at different spots. Yeah. I actually think it's a very intriguing division.
Yeah, I think problem might be the sneakiest team next year will be the Saints. I think.
I think so too. I think they might,
What
might be
a
my early
what a
pick.
move! Yeah, they're what a move getting Travis Etienne. That was massive.
Yeah. And you
They
got
had running back trouble all last season.
all
They
last
couldn't do
season.
anything.
Yes.
They couldn't run. Kamara was bottled up all the time because it was just it was obvious what they were trying to do when they were doing it. I
Shu
mean,
was
it was
having to
like,
do dart things, and he's like, "I'm not really dart, but I'll
yeah,
try." And I mean,
go
he did really
try.
well with the circumstance
Yeah,
too.
yeah. And he played fine, but I mean, to that kind of makes me think they're gonna either have Kamara traded or he's gonna retire
And I don't think he
because I
wants
just think
traded.
he's done. He
Yeah.
doesn't want to play anywhere else, and he's already said that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean they can't be like, all right, we can't keep you here. Is there anywhere else you want to go to play out your contract? We'll work a deal with any team in the league.
My question would be, can they not keep him? What if
Yeah.
they can keep him and just have him spell ETN a little?
Then maybe,
If he
but I
doesn't want to
mean,
go anywhere and he's not expensive, I've been trying to mold that in my head. I thought the same as you. He's gonna say, yeah, I will play somewhere, or he's gonna retire. And I just kind of thought, or maybe he would just stay and be a veteran backup like Mark Ingram style, and he just be
yeah,
ETN's backup because he likes playing and he doesn't quite want to retire and he doesn't want to go anywhere else, and he's just cheap enough to be their backup. I feel like that might actually be like 50% chance right there that that's just what happens.
yeah, it could. Because I don't think he would go anywhere else other than Denver to play for Sean Payton. That's the only other place I think he would go.
And
And
they
even
don't,
then, I don't think he would want to because it's fucking
yeah.
cold.
Well, and then you got
So
Mile High, like maybe,
yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
I
he's
think
gonna
that's
stay
the
in New
only
Orleans.
other team he could absolutely stay.
Would you say
But
10% chance he goes anywhere else or even less?
I would probably say less
Yeah.
that he'll go somewhere else. I think he's either going to stay in New Orleans or he's going to retire. If they
Yeah.
say that they can't retain him or something, then he would probably retire.
Yeah. I would say 50% stay, 45% retire, 5% somewhere else. Something like that. Yeah, I agree.
That sounds about right. But yeah, but I did like that, and they signed Noah Fant too at tight end.
Yeah.
So you have Noah Fant and Jawan Johnson. So yeah, that's pretty good. Two tight end set.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
I still hate that they lost Shaheed though, and then Shaheed, good on Seattle.
massive.
Good on Seattle for resigning Shaheed, because it's like I know that you have a lot of people that you want to pay money, and you're watching a couple of defensive guys go. But I am not lying. Seahawks might not have won the championship without Shaheed.
I think he definitely sparked it.
Have you ever seen anyone just make plays like every game that has been traded mid-year? You wait on guys all year. Like, man, you get them in fantasy. You're like, oh, shit, I knew they were going to get traded. Yes, this is so... And you just wait for them to just kick ass. And it's just kind of like, man, they're not quite doing it. They're not quite doing it. Shaheed was an instant playmaker for them. And he was, even when he only got like 3 or 4 opportunities, he was making one of them really big and important for them. So
yeah.
I'm glad they re-signed him. I was disappointed the Saints let him go.
Hey,
timeout.
Yep. Sorry, timeout time. Sorry, bro. I love you, buddy. That's my fault. It's on me, 100%. Sorry, a lot of water today.
Yeah. Anyway, all
My
right.
bad.
So after that brief intermission, let's go to the final division of the NFL. Mike Evans leaving the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and going to the San Francisco 49ers. That is gross, and I think it is maybe one of the more important moves that just happened in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
think that honestly, Tampa Bay started to struggle when Mike Evans had been out for a few games, and like they were like making Ibuka look good, but I think that there was a little bit of a struggle once they were like, man, he's been gone a couple weeks, and then like suddenly they started having more troubles and losing. Their offense started having more trouble. I think I would be worried that too much is going to be put on Ibuka, and they're going to have Tez Johnson and some of these other guys flash and be good, McMillan and all that. I think you probably should have brought Mike Evans back, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Niners, they needed him so bad. They needed him so bad. So huge move for them. Huge.
Yeah, well, let's see how long it takes before he gets injured, and then you have their little power plant, whatever the hell you want to call it,
That's
A
so true.
conspiracy.
That's so true.
Yeah.
What if he's like he's
How long
gonna
it
lift the
takes.
curse? Like he's been injured. He has hamstrings all the time. He injures
Yeah.
himself and ruins his 1,000-yard streak. And then you sign that guy to come there with your power plant problem, injuring everyone on your team. What if it's
Yeah.
gonna lift the curse? You never know.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he goes there and he's healthy
Yeah.
and
Yes.
we get to see him do what he does best. You know, anybody who says they would not want Mike Evans on their team is an idiot.
Yeah.
And they're lying to you.
Yeah. They're
He
salty.
automatically makes any wide receiver room better.
They're salty for fantasy football reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's either won them titles or he's lost them titles.
Yep.
And
even
there's
with
no happy medium with Mike Evans.
The Brady days, he'd get you 36 points, the next week 2. And it was like, well, this is horse shit.
I sense a little emotion behind that, bud.
Been there. I mean, I've been there. My wife's been there. I've known people to be Mike Evans horrors, and it hasn't stopped. As a matter of fact, I took Mike Evans to the championship in my fantasy football league last year. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, but I picked him up when someone dropped him. I was like, he's coming back.
That's
and
right.
I got a couple games out of him before the season was over. Damn it.
Well, whatever works. But yeah, I think, man, you kind of want to see them. I don't know if they're gonna re-sign Jawan Jennings or not, but that's kind of make it kind of hard to do that now.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not over with. I mean, he could still come back, and if he comes back, that's a hell of a wide receiver group right there.
I mean, you don't know what you're doing with Ayuk, obviously, but you have Pearsall.
Well, he's not. He's gone.
Well,
he's
I mean, like you're
going
to move him or something, right? But yeah, Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, Mike Evans.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, and it could be incorrect, but I'm pretty sure that Lynch has already informed him he will not be on the Niners going forward. Like he's done. Like he's been cut. Everything he's been told. Like you are not going to be brought back next season. So whenever the time comes, we're going to dump you.
Okay.
So yeah, he's definitely not coming back, and they're not going to get anything out of him.
Yeah.
What a waste.
What was the other team? So we got Seattle, San Fran. Who was the other team? Arizona.
We still got NFC North too.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I accidentally I might have erased them on accident on my sheet.
You scum.
I don't see them anywhere, you know? I'm like, what happened? What happened? Anyway.
Yeah, it seems like outside of him, I mean, it's just like outside of Mike Evans, there's really nothing in that division. I mean,
so the
Rams traded for Trent McDuffie.
One hilarious thing I saw, though, so going off of that, Rams call the Chiefs. They say, hey, we want Trent McDuffie. They work out the deal, right? They do send a first-round pick, a 5th-round pick, a 6th-round pick, and a 3rd-round pick. So they sent a bunch of picks, right, for McDuffie.
Well, that's the Rams fucking GM's motto.
What they
Fuck
do.
them picks.
That's what they do. Fuck them picks. But then the hilarious thing is they turn around and then they also signed Jalen Watson, 3 years, $51 million. They just took Chiefs both their corners. I'm like, I'm in my head, I'm like, did the Chiefs know or think that they were going to sign Watson? Like, because if you're trading McDuffie and you're letting him go for 4 years, 124, like that kind of market, you're thinking probably in your head, well, now we can go get Jalen Watson for 3 years for 50. And then you get off the phone, you're like, what do you mean you go to the Rams?
You're like, hey, why is this number forwarded to an LA area code?
I just thought it was hilarious. I'm like, are the Rams trolling the Chiefs right now? Like they signed both of their corners, so that the Chiefs have to go get all new corners next year to be their top 2 guys.
That would be if that was a work, dude. Greatest thing ever. Les Snead, I love you.
I looked at it and I was like, wait a minute. So, just crazy how it works. So yeah, but nothing else in that division. So now you lead me on this NFC North, bud. Take me on a ride.
Yeah, take me. Nothing really extravagant or anything like that. Like the one thing that sticks out to me is Pacheco to the Lions to take over for David Montgomery.
So yeah, Sonic and Knuckles 2.0.
Yeah, I think Pacheco is going to be more shadow because he just pounds, dude.
Yeah.
he runs pissed, and that's what Shadow the Hedgehog is. He's pissed.
Yeah, that is very true.
But yeah, I like a couple of moves the Bears made. Signing my boy Devin Bush, who kind of went in, faded out to mediocrity after the Steelers kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he found a spot in Cleveland last year with Jim Schwartz. And man, he came back. And he was back with a vengeance.
Yep.
Had probably his best year as a pro. That alone, getting him to go up to Chicago, they got a damn good linebacker up there.
For sure.
And
a little closer to home too, right? That's a little closer. Chicago and Michigan.
And one move that I didn't like because they took him from us as somebody that we like quite a bit was Neville Gallimore. We were both kind of high on him, kind of hoping he would get a little bit more playing time this season after letting a couple guys go.
And we thought maybe if Buck got moved, it would be because we were going to keep Gallimore. But
But it wasn't meant to be. Buddy went to Chicago, 2 year, $12 million. Get your bag, bud. We're happy. Maybe in 2 years, come on.
Yeah, we could have probably afforded $6 million a year, but okay.
Yeah, could have. Wait a minute. Piercy needed a signing bonus. Yeah, and then Zaire Franklin, we gave him to the Packers for some interior beef.
Yes.
On our end too. That was about it. The NFC North wasn't really very interesting, but the Bears, I'd say, made probably the better moves out of both.
Yeah, I agree. Something that kind of going through this, it's something that kind of was starting to get in my head. Do you think that the Colts need to bring in a receiver on a good deal? We have Alec Pierce and we have Josh Downs, and we traded Pittman. And we also don't have our other dude, Adonai Mitchell, because we sent him to the Jets. Do you look at that and feel like we should maybe add a receiver in one way or another? Or how do you look at that scenario? Do you want a vet or a rookie? Or how are you feeling about our receiving core? Because we had 4 good ones, and now I feel as like we have half of them. And because we did have half of them.
Well, I still, and I know you feel the same way I do, I still love Ashton Doolin.
Yes. But do we still
I think he can be a good 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I think we should probably try either to maybe move up in the second round and get one of the wide receivers out of this class, because I don't think that we can afford a veteran really.
Yeah.
And I don't even really know who would be out there to get outside of like well, I don't even know if he would be available.
I like Juwan Jennings. I just don't know how much he's going to cost.
Yeah, I think he's going to be too steep for us to go get. And man, it's strictly because of all the money we gave Pierce.
Yeah. What if we draft?
Don't get me wrong.
What if we draft an IU guy? Would that just feel right? We get Cooper.
I would be happy with Omar or even Surratt. I think either one of those guys would fit a Steichen system.
Surratt feels like the next Pittman.
It does.
It almost makes sense. Yeah, it almost makes sense to get a Surratt.
Just a little. I think he's a little bit shorter than Pittman.
Just a smidge.
But he's every bit the build.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like either one of those guys. I'd be happy with. Hometown guy would be a good story.
Someone had us getting Chris Brazzell out of Tennessee. I saw a mock draft.
Sure.
I don't know a lot about him either.
I don't know shit about.
I didn't watch
Chris
any
Brazzell.
Tennessee football, so I don't know nothing about him. Yeah.
I didn't either.
But when we get closer to the draft,
call into the show now.
Callers.
Tell us about Chris Brazzell.
Yeah. So anyway, that's just something I thought. You know, the way our team's constructed, I have a little intrigue as far as weaponry. It's like, would we like to add another weapon for intrigue? I think I would, in some point or another.
What?
Stephon Diggs.
Do you? No.
Tyreek Hill.
No. Marvin Harrison Jr. So let's try to go get him.
Go get him. No.
Go get the
If you
guy.
can get someone on a cheap deal, what like Christian Kirk?
I don't hate Christian Kirk. It's just
either.
he's not available.
Well, I thought someone told me that he was a free agent. Maybe not.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
We'll have to look at it.
If
Show.
we can get Jacksonville Christian Kirk, then I would be okay with it. But I don't want Houston
Zay
Christian
Jones. Kirk. Where's Zay Jones at? Is he available? I'll take a fucking Zay Jones. He's killed us for years every time we play him.
Yeah, maybe he would be good every time he played for us.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, let's move on. We do have one of the best times of the year coming up, bud. We have every year we talk about getting snipped so that we can have peas on our nuts and watch all the games. Every year we don't do it, but we still try to watch all the games. And
yeah, we still watch all the games.
We had the setup. We had like 4 monitors going on at once last year. We're going to try to do it again. March Madness is coming. It's vastly approaching. I almost just fainted thinking that, yesterday I was like, oh my gosh, this week is conference tournament, selection Sunday, and next week is the beginning of the tournament. It makes me so happy every time.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's start off conference tournaments. We'll start there, and we'll talk about March Madness at a different time. Conference tournaments, Big Ten. Your boys are really nice this year. And it seems like every few years, Michigan is really, really nice in basketball. Like they take a good year. Sometimes it's 2 in a row, and then they take a year or 2 off where they're just okay. They're top 5 or 7 in the Big Ten, and then they're back to being a stud. This year is one of those stud years. Your Wolverines are awesome. They have not lost a game at home, they've lost 1 game at home all year.
Fucking Wisconsin. I'll never forgive them.
Wisconsin. Do you like your boys to win the Big Ten tournament this year? Or do you have another person that you're wondering about? Another team?
I don't see anybody in the Big Ten tournament that can stop them. Yeah. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's see. The only other I could see Wisconsin winning it because Wisconsin gave us a lot of trouble earlier this year. Granted, in that game where they beat us, it was Wisconsin shot the shit out of the ball. I mean, they could not miss. They were just so on point, and we were not on that game.
Right.
But Michigan has just showed me all season that they can put it together whenever they need to. And there's going to be games where you're going to be off and you're going to get through just based on talent alone. You're going to be able to beat the Northwesterns, the Rutgers, the Penn States, just because you're better than them. You're more talented than them. But when you get into the Dukes, the North Carolinas, the Gonzagas,
yes.
Michigan, they went through a tournament earlier this year where they beat, I want to say it was Auburn, Gonzaga, and I don't remember the other team. Maybe it was Villanova or something. But they beat them all by 30. I mean, all of them by 30 points. And it was like, oh my God, this team is just so damn good. They can play with anyone. And then even that loss to Duke last week or the week before, Duke's defense was just outstanding. I mean, they were so just dialed in on defense.
John
and Michigan couldn't hit shots
this year. I mean,
he's got a squad, dude. Duke should be every bit a favorite that Michigan is.
Yes.
They should both be about equals because I think it's Duke or Michigan is probably going to win it all if they don't meet in the finals. But they're definitely, I think you can pencil both of those teams into the Final Four just because I don't think there's going to be anybody anywhere that can take those two out.
Well, that'd be a discussion for a different day.
End. It'll be for a different day, yes. But as far as your question,
yes,
Michigan I think is a lock to win the Big Ten tournament.
Yes.
It would have to be one where if they don't, they're going to have to beaten themselves.
I think that Michigan will win the Big Ten tournament. I look at the scenario. I look at this 3-bye scenario for these top 4 teams in the Big Ten, essentially. I think that might be a little egregious. I wish their format looked a little different, but it's fine. I think if you were going to force me, it's like, okay, who's going to win that's not Michigan, or pick a dark horse or somebody. I don't think I can really pick anyone outside of the top 4, except for maybe Wisconsin, which is 5th. I agree that they match up in a way that looks like they could be an upset waiting. My dark horse, if I'm not picking Michigan, and I hope you're going to hate this, I'm going to pick Michigan State because Tom.
Oh, so what? You can watch Jeremy Fears kick dudes in the dick?
Yes.
What a dirt
Tom
ball.
Izzo does a great job.
Draymond fears.
Fun fact: in the AP poll, Michigan is 8-1 against teams.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been playing. I mean, they're way above everybody else. But Michigan State is 5-4. That's the only other winning record outside of Wisconsin that's played teams.
And we just beat them by 10.
And you just beat them. So I look at it and I'm saying, okay, so Michigan State is one of the only teams in the Big Ten that has a winning record against other teams in the top 25. So I think Michigan State, it can be formidable enough. And with the rivalry and all that, they have the same bye, essentially, that Michigan does. And they probably have an easier road to get there. Illinois is kind of tough. So if you're going to force me to pick someone that can maybe get an upset championship for the Big Ten tourney, I would have to say Michigan State. But I'm probably 75, 80% thinking it definitely going to be Michigan that wins the tournament.
Yeah.
There's just a bit of a gap. There's 3, 4, 5, 6 teams in the Big Ten that are kind of close together, but then there's Michigan. And that's the way it looks to me.
Yep. And I think Dusty May should be Coach of the Year.
Because no one saw them being 100%. This good. Come on.
Nobody saw them being this good. Not this good.
Not this good.
Especially after, I mean, last year they weren't dog shit last year, but they were nowhere near this.
Like Illinois 24-7. If they would have been told, hey, we're going to be 24-7, they would have been pretty happy with it. Hey, this is a positive year. 29-2. Yeah.
29-2, and our only losses is to Wisconsin and Duke. And I think you'd be happy with that because you're not. I don't think anybody's going to go through the Big Ten or any conference. Unless you're Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think Michigan was going to be a 29-2 team. I thought they would be within reach of a Big Ten title, but not winning it outright and then being, the number 1 seed in the Big Ten tournament. So
yeah.
I'll take it, and it gives me a reason to be excited for the tournament for sure.
I thought they might be the number 1 there for a while, but by this margin, I am surprised. I'm like, wow, they've been really dominant. So kudos to your boys. It might be one of those banner years, bud.
It might be.
How gracious of you to be such a fan of the Hoosiers in football. And you could be rewarded by, hey, Hoosiers are a basketball team, and then the Wolverines are rewarded with the basketball championship. Hey, maybe that's what you get for being a good fan.
I think it would be, it would be a good fair trade-off, I do believe.
Yeah.
It would get the taste of Matt DiVincenzo out of my mouth from a couple years ago in the title game.
Nova Knicks? What?
Yeah, the Villa Knicks.
Yeah, he was good in college though, man. He was tough.
Very good.
Tough.
Yeah, him and Brunson, man, that pissed me off.
Yep.
But we were happy to be there. But I mean, there was a couple years there where Michigan was on the cusp of greatness, and it just fell short for whatever reason. But it was always fun, and it would be fun to see them make another Final Four run this year.
I will call that the IU Hoosiers will not be winning enough games to get themselves in the tournament. I don't see it happening. I think that, they might wait.
They can't have more than 10 losses.
Yeah. They might wait on Penn State, Northwestern, and beat one of them. But, they're wiry. They've beaten Purdue. So maybe they beat Purdue too. They're not going to beat Nebraska. I don't think
they could win too.
They could win 2 games maybe. I don't think they'll beat Nebraska. So I think IU will probably finish as one of the first 4 out because I think they need to win 3 or 4 games to get in the tournament.
I don't know, dude. Old Lunardi had Auburn as the last team to get in, and they're 16, garbage.
16-15. That's awful. That's
I don't care. So if he's gonna have Auburn as having a chance in fucking hell to get in there, then IU should feel pretty good about themselves.
I'd rather whoever Miami, Ohio beats in their conference championship to be in over Auburn.
He probably should be. Yeah, bring in Fairleigh Dickinson.
Woo! What conference you want to do next? We got 4 more conferences we'll look at. What conference you want to look at?
Well, let's just go. Well, I can't go with the top one because that's Big Ten. Speaking of our brethren of the SEC, let's look at the SEC.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yay! They start tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, that they do.
What the hell was that? Huh? I just saw a flashy on my. Thought my light bulb flickered. Anyway, shut up, Kim. Yeah, I think coming out of the SEC, I'm thinking it's either going to be Alabama or Florida.
Which Florida's the number one.
Florida is the one.
I'm gonna analyze
They're playing really good right now.
What happened to my screen? My screen moved on me here. I do see Florida as being a big threat for the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they win last year? Was it Florida? Yes, right?
Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it was Florida. So I am not surprised at all. They have championship pedigree from last season. Here we go. If I'm looking at it, I do like Arkansas because of Acuff. And I think guards can win in big moments like this. But, a lot of attention's on him, too. If he has enough help, then they can get through. I do like Arkansas a little bit. If I was going to get a dark horse, that would be my choice is Arkansas. But I have to agree with you. It does, again, look like it might be Florida. They've won 11 in a row. They're doing very well.
They're hot.
They're hot. At the right
time. They get
a
couple days off.
Yeah, at the right time. So I would have to venture to say that Florida will probably come out. It's not the same gap Michigan is experiencing, so I actually would give Arkansas a little more of a chance to come out than anyone beating Michigan. So I like that upset a little bit better for Arkansas. So that's what I'm looking at on my mind.
Any John Calipari team has a chance.
Right. And Kendrick Perkins, he's like, this is the best guard that Calipari has ever had. And it's like, you're disrespecting Derrick Rose and John Wall. And I'm like, the one thing they have in common is they did get hurt and have their career tainted by the injury. And it's like for Acuff, if he doesn't get injured, I actually see him as like a Damian Lillard, which would be probably a more prominent player than what Derrick Rose and Wall was able to experience. I think Derrick Rose, pretty close. He was like 7 years awesome before he took an injury that was severe enough. But I mean, I see a lot of Damian Lillard in Acuff, so I think he's gonna he could be a stud.
He could be. I do like that comparison. But to say he's the best guard that Calipari's ever had, I think Perk needs to pump brakes a little bit.
Perk is on some Percocet,
He's on something.
And he's on First Take.
Perk Angle.
On First Take, and you got Molly Career, and they should have a show. It's just called Molly and Percocet.
Yeah. Get you a bowl of Molly's and Perks.
And they could have that be the song that starts. Like they used to have Lil Wayne for First Take or Undisputed. I think it was Undisputed.
Yeah, he's like, whoa, shit.
Molly, Percocet. hey. All right.
Percocet and Molly, bitch.
Look away. So, no. Anyway. I think we're in agreement though. What do you want to do next? What league?
Am I picking them all or what the fuck?
Hell yeah. I ran the NFL. It's your turn.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Big East.
Big East. The only
outside of the Big Ten tournament, the Big East tournament is my all-time favorite outside of the Big Ten tournament.
And and I hope they never get rid of it. The Big East does feel really fun for basketball. It's something about Big East and basketball.
And it wasn't right the whole time.
Yeah.
So now they brought it back.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy again. Yeah. I think and I hope to God they're playing in the at Madison Square Garden like they always used to do.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean the obvious favorite is probably going to be UConn.
Right. They're overwhelming favorite. I think the way Michigan is probably.
Yeah. It's just easy to look at and be like, oh, of course it's going to be UConn, the Fighting Bobby Hurleys. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Why not? But sneaky. They might be the number one seed, but watch out for St. John's, man. I mean, they could go on a tear here, and I think it doesn't matter what damn seed they are.
Yes.
I'm always going to root for the Butler Bulldogs.
Go Butler.
Every time.
Go Butler.
I don't give a shit where they are, what their record is. I hope they win by 50.
They probably only have 3 or 4 teams that are going to make the tournament. But again, nostalgia be damned. I enjoy that conference regardless because they're going to make Seton Hall's on the bubble. I don't think that these other teams are going to make it, right? Creighton,
Well,
DePaul, Marquette,
I
Butler.
think Seton Hall deserves to be in there, and so does Creighton. I do believe
Creighton,
Creighton should be in there
do you
too.
know their
But
record? Creighton's 15 and
huh,
16, man.
are they? I thought, oh damn, I thought they were a lot better than that.
No, man, I saw
Fuck
that.
Creighton, huh?
So fuck Creighton.
I don't even know why you would bring them up.
What I was about to say was if they didn't have a losing record, I was gonna pick them as a dark horse, as I was literally about to
Yeah,
say before you said Crichton.
yeah, yeah. Sates Creighton.
The Doug
Yeah,
McDermott's of the world.
hell yeah.
Anyway, I think that it's gonna be between. I mean, what we're hoping for probably. Let's just get UConn and St. John's in that Big East title game, and let's let them duke it
I
out.
mean, that's the
That'll
way it
be
has to
fun.
go.
That'll be fun.
That's the way it has to go.
Nova always has an outside chance, well coached, but it does seem like a two-team race. Like I say, Creighton with a losing record, I see a little bit of a possibility with them because they've played a little bit better against the top opponents. They're 2-4, but yeah, I don't see it. It's just going to be UConn, St. John, and one of them's going to win. I haven't seen their head-to-head to tell you how they've played against each other, but my gut tells
Yeah.
me UConn.
I think they played a couple like 2 or 3 weeks ago maybe, and UConn did beat them, and it was a close game. But yeah, I like St. John's. I like Rick Pitino. I mean, as old as he looks now, even then, I mean, he's still coaching his ass off. So yeah, anytime you get old Patino there, and you get old Hurley in a matchup together, you're gonna see the jackets are coming open and they're coming off.
So for the other teams to not be as good, and there's only like 4 solid teams, those top 2, that's gonna sell. It's gonna be awesome to watch.
Well, Villanova is always going to have that puncher's chance, but I don't think that they're going to be able to get past UConn when they inevitably match up here. So we'll see. But I mean, I think UConn has to be the favorite out of the Big East.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on to the Big 12, shall we?
No.
Oh, okay. Let's do a different one then. So the Big 12, we will say, hey,
yes,
we're fighting for old Flory Badunga of Kansas Jayhawks. He's a local hero, and so I'm definitely rooting for Kansas a little bit. I don't normally root for them. This is one of those. They have a player, they have a player I like and a player I don't like. And I think a lot of people are mad at Darren Peterson for, quitting and tapping out like AR. So I understand it. I get it.
Well, that's going to be the biggest thing on everybody's mind is he going to do? Is he going to freaking play?
Yeah.
And is he going to play hard? Is he going to put in an effort, or is it one of those, hey, we're Kansas, we're a blue blood. The conference tournament doesn't matter. The 64 tournament matters.
Yeah.
So is that when he's going to want to shine when the lights are brightest? So because, earlier in the season when the lights were brightest in the biggest games, he flaked out. So we don't want to see, I don't think anybody wants anything to do with that. If he doesn't play well in the conference tournament, his draft stock just may take a shit.
Yes. So who you got possibly coming out of the Big 12? They have 5 highly ranked teams. The other ones are, just mid and okay.
Yeah.
What does your vibe tell you for the Big 12?
You can't help but look at the chalk,
right,
and just stay at the top. Arizona is going to be a tough out. I know. I mean, they're 29-2. They're, depending on if they get bounced out early or not, they're probably going to be a 1 seed. So you got to go with them. You can't go wrong picking Houston either.
No.
So I think it's either going to be Arizona or Houston that will come out. It just depends on how the shit goes. Yeah. So I don't think Kansas is going to win it. They could surprise. Obviously, if it all depends on old boy if he decides to play.
Yeah.
If he decides to go and he decides to try his best and actually lead the team, then they could run the table. But I don't see it happening. I think it's going to be Arizona or Houston. It has to be. I would feel safe picking either one of those two.
I think that Arizona looks as formidable as Michigan does within this conference. I actually think these two conferences look really similar to each other. Big 12 might be a little bit better overall, but there is this gut feeling in me that tells me the fact that Darren Peterson hasn't been playing as much and the Kansas is still the 3 in the Big 12. I'm going to rock with Kansas. I think they're going to win. I do. I think
they're going to be the sentimental pick.
I think that
I want Flory to do good.
Flory Berdunga is the defensive player of the year. I think he's going to defend the glass. He's going to play good. I think Darren Peterson's going to play 30-plus minutes, all the games. I think he's going to take them, and I think they're going to win the Big 12, and that's going to make everything polarizing. I think a week from now we're going to be talking about, wow, Kansas is a dog. They're a 2-seed or something. Like, we're really talking about they really changed their view of what we were seeing them as. So that's my gut, because they were playing some of these teams really well, and then in late games Peterson wasn't playing as much. Like, I just think full strength. I'm expecting Kansas to be full strength, and I think they're going to surprise some teams. That's just my gut. Clearly Arizona, but I'm trying not to go chalk. Something tells me Kansas is really actually going to win the tournament.
Yeah, and that's not a terrible pick. I can't shit on you for it. But you want to see how they come out of the gate.
Yeah.
I think their tournament starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I would want to see how they look, because I don't think Kansas plays till Wednesday.
Well, their tournament's on right now.
Do they
Tuesday?
Is it right now?
Yeah, it's on right now.
Okay.
West Virginia and Baylor and them. I saw they were playing right now.
Okay. So Kansas they do play Thursday.
Yes,
because they got the bye, right?
Kansas
they
plays
got the two
Thursday.
Buys.
Yes,
Thursday. So I'd want to see how they come out, and I want to see how Peterson looks that first game.
Oh,
and then that would make me happy. What did you do?
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
This is a first. The Ravens have officially backed out of the Max Crosby trade. Seriously, just popped up on my phone. The Ravens
failed a physical.
Out. Well, you think they would have said Crosby failed physical. Maybe that is it. But yes, Ravens back out of trade agreement for Max Crosby. Now, you know what that tells me? That maybe they see an opportunity to get someone else for the value.
Man.
That's why we have the tampering period, Jay. We were just talking about it to start the show, and it's because they don't have to really commit. They can just...
Yeah.
I changed my mind.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, which one of them is Dak Prescott? Would it be Max because it's his fault?
You have to wonder if they're going to find another suitor for Crosby. First of all, that's a shocking move.
That
fucks Hendrickson a little, unless Hendrickson's going to Baltimore.
I mean, yeah, that seems to be the next obvious choice, right?
Yeah.
Keep him in the division.
Or they couldn't work out a new contract with him. He was being a dick about it. So they're just like, fuck this guy. We're out.
I mean, the only thing that it could be, man, it has to be a failed physical,
usually,
or they found something that
they did not like.
When he's getting his physical done, or failed a drug test or some shit. I don't know. But usually when somebody backs out of a trade like that, it's because the physical was failed, or they found something in an X-ray or a CAT scan that they didn't like.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see what news comes out from that. But man, that is massive.
It is massive. I was very surprised. Like, it has barely even popped up yet. There's no articles yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Tom Brady reportedly refused to trade Crosby to the Patriots. Yeah, I don't know. But we'll find out. Probably by tomorrow morning, we'll probably find out. But very shocking. Let's try to get back on track.
Mm-hmm.
I had to share that because I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah, holy hell.
Where were we? We were talking Big 12. You want to finish up here? Yep. You like Arizona. You like Houston. I totally get those picks. They are blue bloods at this juncture now. They have been awesome. Same as Kansas, but Houston lately has been so good with Sampson, and Arizona. Yeah. I totally understand going with them. They are awesome teams, for sure.
Yeah. I will be sentimentally rooting for Flory.
Yes.
Just because he's a local bud.
Yeah.
He's from Omakok.
Omakok.
It's all right. I love him.
Yep.
I hope he has a great tournament. It's going to be fun to watch him.
Yep.
Actually be involved this year
instead of being behind your traitor of a center.
Yeah, instead of being behind Dickinson.
Bitch.
But yeah, I'll be rooting for him in that aspect. I hope Kansas goes, but
yep.
But other than that, piss on him. I really don't care. So I think that leaves us with the ACC.
Yes, which is also a very heavy basketball team orient.
Very heavy.
Duke
very
and North
heavy.
Carolina nostalgia, right? I am very disappointed that Caleb Wilson is screwed his thumb up and he's out for the rest of the deal. Probably puts him as the fourth guy off the board unless Peterson fucks around and then he has to fall to 4 or 5 because of prospects in the NBA. And just like looking at him going, no, this not playing tap out bullshit ain't gonna fly. But Caleb Wilson, I was really hoping to see him and Duke go at it and see him in the tournament, so that's disappointing. Do you see Duke as being the clear and obvious favorite then also for this ACC?
Without a doubt.
It sucks.
Without a doubt. They're going to be the number 1 overall seed in the tournament.
Yeah.
They're going to win the ACC tournament. Even if they do get matched up against North Carolina or Virginia, which I think are the only 2 teams that would have a shot against them. But I don't see anybody stopping Duke. I don't think anybody's going to be able to stand in front of Boozer or anybody over there. I think they are made. They are a Final Four team.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to lose, and they're not going to lose a game until April.
Yeah, they are ready.
Yep.
If I'm looking at it again, let's try. Duke is awesome. There's a few 29-2s, and it's like Arizona, Michigan, Florida, and Duke. I think they're all 29-2, right? So I mean, they are just far above the other teams in ways. If I'm gonna pick someone else, and Caleb Wilson really fucked me because I was prepared to say maybe upset. I was gonna say upset for North Carolina because I liked how they weren't supposed to make the tournament last year. They got in, and then they went on a small run, and there was like, see, we told you North Carolina should be in the tournament. And I was like, okay, I like that. They beat out West Virginia. It was bullshit, whatever, but then they were good. So I was prepared to say, hey, watch out for North Carolina upset. But now I just don't think anyone else can do it. I mean, I'm just going to say dark horse is still North Carolina, even without Caleb Wilson, because they have played the best out of that conference that's not Duke. They're 5-2 against the AP poll. So you're playing well. Those 2 losses, I don't look at head-to-heads closely until I get into March Madness and I'm making my bracket picks, right? So I'm not quite there yet. They may have lost both of those games to Duke. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to go look at it. Duke's 15-0 at home, 10-1 away. They've won 8 in a row. They've only got 2 losses. They probably didn't come to North Carolina. So if the only team North Carolina couldn't really beat is Duke, I'm like, you know what? Hey, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. I would have gave them the chance.
It really is.
But without Caleb, I am picking Duke.
Yeah, I would, and I can't go anywhere other than Duke. But if my arm was twisted and say, oh, we have to pick somebody other than Duke, I would probably then just say Virginia as the only other team with North Carolina having the injury that what they have.
Because they usually can make a game messy and low scoring. Is that?
Yeah,
I thought it.
And that's the only thing you can do. If you can get into a good defensive battle with Duke,
52
then Virginia would have a chance.
Late. It's
52-49, it's nasty Big Ten kind of 1998 style of just jumping into the stands and busting lips and all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
There is, man, Duke is the flames of Hades, and the other teams are just all ice cubes, man. And they're just going to melt everybody. It's going to be bad.
I do understand your premise from before where you said, hey, it's going to be chalk this year. Like
this year is probably going to be.
It could be
the most
all 1s and maybe a 2.
Well,
when you get to the
chalk
whole thing,
as far as like the Final Four, Elite 8 go, it's going to be chalk there.
You think we'll still have upsets?
I think we're going to have the most upsets in the first round this year than we've ever had.
Jay Williams,
I think there's going to be.
He said the Cinderella
2 seeds
stuff
gone
with NIL. He said it's not going to happen.
Fuck Jay Will. This is my show.
You're Jay.
All right, this is mine. This is half 50% mine. That Jay don't matter.
Yeah.
This one does. I'm saying it.
You don't think
but no, I think we're gonna have I think we're going to have a 15 beat a 2. I think we're going to have, an 11 beat a 6. I think we're going to have, a 12. I think we're going to have at least one of, if not multiple, double digits move on. But once you get to the Elite Eight, it starts to separate
Then it's
itself.
like, get out of here.
And then it's like, you still got 1 seeds there. You still got a 2 seed down here. You got all your ones are going to. I think this year, all the ones get through. If I don't like doing that, but I just think it's the ones are just so far above everybody else. We're not going to get a 16 over a 1 this year. That's just not going to happen.
Nope.
Will not happen.
Nope.
But I'm saying, I think there's going to be, and if y'all want to follow me, you can. That's fine. But I think we're going to get a 2 get knocked out round 1. I think we're going to get a 2 to get wiped out. And I think we're going to have at least 1 double-digit upset per bracket, per region, I guess you could say.
Maybe.
I think there's going to be at least one, a 10 seed or higher gets through to the Sweet 16.
I mean, it usually happens. I get it. But I actually agree with Jay Williams a little bit. I think that the NIL is going to make it harder for teams to go on a Cinderella run. I still think you're going to get junior and senior level mid-majors that still make noise, like a St. Louis and Miami, Ohio. And I believe those are still going to happen. However,
that right there.
Yeah, it's not, I don't know if we're going to have the most bold prediction. You said the most. I think we're going to have the least in the last 5 years. Like, it'll be the lowest that we've had in upsets. We're still going to have some.
Boy.
And
yeah. Oh, obviously.
We're still going to have some. We're going to have an Elon. We're going to have some random ones. It's going to happen, but
I just think that it's for that reason alone, is because all these smaller schools, dude, they don't have the NIL shit. So they have a lot of senior laden teams. And in March Madness, that always proves to be crucial. Like, you have those juniors and seniors on a team, they played together for 3 or 4 years. And then you have this powerhouse of a team full of highly paid guys who they may not mesh well for one game because they want the attention. And that's been proven time and time again to be a lot of teams' downfall.
Yeah.
Is because you have all these senior laden teams and upperclassmen laden teams who've been together and nobody knows who in the hell they are. They don't know. Well, if you leave this guy behind the arc, he's going to kill you.
Yeah.
And it always comes down to 3-point shooting. It always does too. Yep. So I'm very, very excited for this year's tournament. I think it's about to be one of the best ever.
What was your number of teams? You said Sweet 16 or something. You said double digits.
I think there will be at least one double digit seed in the Sweet 16 in every bracket. There's going to be a 10 seed or something somewhere.
Okay, so 4 then.
Yeah.
4 of the Sweet 16s will be a double digit.
Yeah. But then Chalk will take over to the Elite Eight, and then they'll just fall off because it's so top heavy.
I'm gonna take the under. I think we'll have 3 or less. I'm gonna take the under on that.
That's fine.
What, are we gonna put like a bet on it or not?
Probably not. I don't think I want to do that. I just think that it could definitely happen. I might put some money on it, but I just see it happen. I just see it not with you. I'm not giving you any money.
Well, so I'm right. Thank you. Hey, you heard it.
No, you're not right at all.
Show.
Yeah, you heard lies. Is what you heard.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. I mean, ironically, an upset is a 9, and obviously to get to the Sweet 16, they have to beat a 1. So obviously, you're talking more about the 10 through 14 is kind of what you're thinking, even maybe a 15. But I get where you're coming from. I don't know, man. I think that the top 25 teams in the league this year, they seems like there's a gap. So I am curious to see how our upsets go in the March Madness. The chance for chalk, I get your point. You think that it's top heavy, and then those next teams, they're actually not much better than those other ones that people aren't talking about, and they can just beat them. So hey, that's what makes March Madness a very fun time.
Right?
One magic moment plays, and you watch the highlight, and you're just like, oh man,
that's all it takes. And then when you get to the end of the weekend and you realize that, well, Jay was right. There's 10 in every region.
We'll see.
Hey, I'll start the bidding at $3 million a year, folks.
Hey, all right. Well, as we dive into the Max Crosby debacle, we'll go ahead and sign off here. Thanks for watching. Hey, sports is alive again. We had a little bit of a breather, a little bit of a hiatus, but now we have something to be excited about: NFL free agency and college basketball. So everybody enjoy, and until next time, see you later.
Later.